Garry, a point today, probably a bit mixed your feeling after that one.
Yeah, really. Yeah, at the end of the day, of course, you want to win the game. You know that the stakes are high, whatever way you look at it, and we had the ideal start really, and because he's got behind them there in the first 30-40 seconds, so they had a great chance for us to go in front, but not to be. And it was a cagey affair first half really. I think that there wasn't much between the sides. There wasn't too much in respect of offering of chances, and you expect that with a game with so much on it at stake, and two sides a little bit nervous in the first half. I felt that game opened up a lot more in the second half. I felt the first goal was always going to be important, and Delano's got brought down, Gozzie's put the penalty away, and at that time it gives you something to hang on to a little bit. Not that we sat back then, and I think we showed the day when we came here that we'd have a go and try and get a result, which we wanted to get in every way by having three forwards up top. So they've equalised. We're aware of the long throw. The long throws come in. When they do come in there, you just hope you can try and deal with it. It's fell in an area where John Parkin's put it away, and one each, and they've had a go right at the end. There's no doubt that the last 10 minutes we've had to defend well, but I think over the 90 minutes it's a fair result for both sides. I think both of us can turn around and think what, or if only be, but it's a 1-1 draw. It's another one to the total when it goes on to the last game of the season, which is not a surprise to me in any way or form, and it's a case that we have to go to Dagenham Bridge next week.
And it was another penalty by Garry, who's really stepped up in the last few games when it's really mattered, and he got another one to take his tally to 21 goals in all competitions.
Yeah, he's done very well. We keep year in year out over the last 3 or 4 years having these goal scorers up top, and I think, to be fair to goes there, that to get 21 goals in a club which is struggling at the wrong end of the table was a tremendous achievement for an individual. But we have done that over the last 3 or 4 years. I've tended to go out there, or me and Steve Thompson between us, and fetch goal scorers to the club, and I'm afraid we seem like we fatten them up and other people come and take them, whether it's Scott Rendell, whether it's Dan Ullman, whether it's Jack Marriott, whether it's going to be Gozzie now going forward. That's football, that's life, but you can only do so much for so long one way or another with players and everything else there. But we go back to the game next week now, and clear our heads, and hopefully take good travelling support down to Dagenham for the next Saturday's game.
And at that stage when Woking went ahead, it sort of looked like there was only one side who was going to go on and win it, but unfortunately, as you said, a long throw into the box, and it was a goal out of nothing. Yeah,
that's where it comes, that's where it goes for you. When things are going for you, it'd be nice, as I say, to have hung on today and been where it, or where you want to be. And it's a funny league, whatever way you look at it, David. It's gone to the right, to the final end really, whatever way we look at it in respect to teams playing and getting results. I've never known a league like it ever, in respect of we're up to 52 now, and there's other teams who are in an area where it's very, very close, very, very tight. Everyone's got something to play for. It's great for the league, but I've never experienced or seen the Conference League like this, with the bottom 6 or 8 teams in an area where they could still get relegated.
What's it like been dealing with the pressure this season? Obviously it's a new experience for yourself. In your managerial career, you haven't had a season like this. So what's it been like at the wrong end of the team?
It's been tough. It's been tough, but I think it's not only on the pitch. I think you have to look off the pitch. I think you have to turn around and have your preparation and prepare properly as a football club year in, year out. And it's not made very easy, and it's not made any easier for any football club at any level. When in this level of football, you're getting your budget in the middle of May, end of May, and 14 players are gone. And it's not a case of us being a club which was flushed or turning around and being in a position to do anything different. But we've fetched in some young players this year who've achieved and done very, very well from lower level of football. We've got our experienced players back. We struggled a certain part up till probably January really, until we got any real settledness about our team, but we've been a lot more competitive over the last couple of months. So it's where it is. You have to keep going, you have to be loyal, you have to turn around, and there's plenty of people who've been in the position where I've been in this season with records where they would have run away. I'll turn around and been very determined, and still I'm very determined to keep us up, that's for sure.
And what do you think has been the key component in this run at the moment? That's 5 games unbeaten today, which shouldn't be forgotten, which has lifted Woking almost to safety.
Well, at the end of the day, having a little bit of settledness, I think, and the confidence in the side, which is getting results at the moment. So, that certainly helps. That certainly helps in a big way. So, hopefully it can continue for one more league game, that's for sure.
Yeah, and a point next week will be enough to stay in the division at Dagenham, who of course, have already secured their playoff place, so maybe John Still might not put out such a strong team. But do you think he'll rest players?
No, John's got to do what's right for him and Dave, and I respect that. But whatever John Still puts out on the park will be a well-drilled, organised side, and they've got a very strong squad there. And they've done well. They've got to the area where they want to be. Of course, they've got to do what they've got to do for their football club. I'm not, there to reflect on what they do. It's all about us. I think at the end of the day we've got to do our job. We've got to take a lot of travelling support there next week. It's going to be a tough game, we know that, but let's be upbeat and get ready for it.
And on the support today, over 2,600 in the ground today.
Yeah, great support, always has been. In all the time I've been at this football club, the support has been absolutely first class. In every way, and one thing's for sure, the football club need that kind of support week in, week out, all the time. The club's got a lot of potential going forward, and that's very important for the future of this football club, that's for sure.
Cheers, Garry.
No problem, thank you. Cheers.